Hey everyone, and welcome to our story time. Today I've got a wonderful little fairy tale for you. It's a classic, but one you might not have heard before. It's all about how some very unlikely friends found each other. Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village, lived a very poor old woman. She was so poor that she often went hungry. One afternoon, after a long day of searching for food, she managed to collect a handful of beans from a farmer's field. She was so hungry and couldn't wait to cook them. Back in her little hut, she started a fire in her stove with a bundle of straw, as she eagerly poured the beans into the pot. One little bean slipped through her fingers and fell unnoticed onto the floor, right next to a stray piece of straw. The old woman, focused on her cooking, didn't see it happen. A moment later, a glowing piece of coal popped out of the stove's fire. It landed right between the bean and the straw. The old woman was still busy stirring her pot and didn't see this either. The three of them, the straw, the coal, and the bean, lay there quietly on the floor. After a while, the straw whispered, "Hello there, friends. Where did you two come from?" The coal, still warm, replied, "I just escaped from that roaring fire. If I hadn't jumped out, I would have turned to ash by now." The bean, trembling a little, added, "I got lucky too. If that old woman had put me in the pot with the others, I'd be nothing but mushy soup right now." Then the straw sighed, "All my brothers and sisters were just burned in that very stove. I was lucky to have fallen down here and survived." The coal looked around the dusty floor and asked, "So, what do we do now?" The bean, thinking for a moment, said calmly, "Well, we all escaped a terrible fate together, so I think we should stick together. This place is too dangerous. Let's leave and find somewhere safe." The straw and the coal thought this was a brilliant idea, so the three new friends set off on an adventure, leaving the old woman's hut behind. They traveled for a little while, walking and rolling along a dusty path. Soon, they came to a small, babbling brook. It wasn't very wide, but there was no bridge to cross it and no boat in sight. How would they get to the other side? The straw, always helpful, had an idea. "Don't you worry," it said proudly. "I will lay myself across the water from this bank to the other. You can walk right over me like a bridge." And so the straw stretched itself out across the brook. The coal, being the bravest, decided to go first. It started walking carefully across the straw bridge. But when it got to the middle, the sound of the rushing water below made it nervous. The coal froze, too scared to move forward or go back, because it stopped right in the middle. Its heat began to burn the straw. Suddenly, with a sizzle and a snap, the straw broke in two. Both the straw and the coal fell into the brook with a splash. The water hissed as it put out the coal's glow forever, and the straw was carried away by the current. The bean, who had been watching safely from the riverbank, saw the whole thing happen. But instead of being sad, something strange happened. The bean started to laugh. It wasn't a mean laugh, just an uncontrollable one. It laughed and laughed and laughed so hard that its little round belly burst right open. Oh no, Luckily, a kind tailor happened to be taking a rest under a nearby tree. He heard the bean's loud laughter and then its cry of pain. He saw the poor bean with its belly split open and felt very sorry for it. Taking out his needle and thread, he gently stitched the bean's belly back together. The only thread he had was black, but it did the job perfectly. The bean was saved. It thanked the kind tailor for his help, and because the tailor used black thread to sew it up, a little black seam was left on its belly. And that, so the story goes, is why to this day every bean has a little black line on it. What a quirky little story, right? It just goes to show how even the smallest things have a tale to tell. Thanks for listening with me today. If you enjoyed our story time, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next adventure. See you soon.